Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Demon Prince Powie. Before we get on with today's unit review, just want to plug a few things really more than anything. So we do have a Demon Prince Gaming Facebook page. Please feel free to jump on, join the group, say hello. There's chats in there to talk about lists, Q&As, things like that. So just try and make the community grow. And as always, please like and subscribe to help support the channel, to push better content so I can get better equipment to improve the quality that I'm putting out, basically. And just overall a big thank you to you guys for supporting me and pushing me to do better and improve. As always, I'm open for criticism and feedback, and I take it all on board and I try to improve as best I can with this situation and the timeline given to me. So just a big thank you to you, and then we'll push on with the video. So today we're going to be looking at Shalaxi herself. Yeah, so this is going to be a review of Shalaxi. So let's dive into the data card. So she's movement 14, toughness 10, she has a 5-up save, 20 wounds, 6-up leadership, 5 OC, and then obviously she has a 4-up invulnerable save. I've got a whole gripe with the save thing anyway, but yeah, so that's her basic stat line. Then we'll go to her abilities and then we'll go back to the weapons. So abilities, she obviously has a deadly demise d6, deep strike, and a 5-up feel no pain. The 5-up feel no pain is very, very, very nice. And then her 2 abilities, we've got Cloak of Constriction. At the start of the fight phase, select 1 enemy unit within engagement range of this model. Until the end of phase, subtract 1 from the attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by that unit. Very nice, reducing the attacks happening. Very, very good. And then her other ability is Monarch of the Hunt. Sounds cool, doesn't it? Each time this model declares a charge that targets a monster, vehicle or character unit, you can re-roll the charge roll. And then each time this model makes a melee attack that targets a monster, vehicle or character unit, you can re-roll the hit, wound and damage roll. Very, very strong. We're going to bring that across back to her melee weapons. So she has Soul Piercer, which has the precision keyword on there, which can go through and attack the leader, which is nice. So she has 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 14, minus 3 AP, d6 plus 2 damage, and with the Monarch of the Hunt ability, you're re-rolling that if you're against a monster, vehicle or a character unit. Wow. Just re-rolling everything. Just, yeah, I'm going to re-roll to hit, re-roll to hit. So chances are you're going to get 6 attacks, 5 wounds go through, and then they're going to make their saves, but then the damage is going to be quite big as well. So that's very, very nice. She also has extra attacks with the snapping claws, and they have devastating wounds on them, which is nice. So 4 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 6, minus 2 AP, 3 damage. For me, I'd re-roll for the dev wounds, keep trying to fish for those 6s, so then they don't make a save, so then they're just going through. It's 3 damage a pop, which is also very nice. We'll come back to that in a second. And then her ranged weapons. So she's equipped with the Lash of Slaanesh, which is assault, so you can advance and still attack, which is nice. 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 6, minus 1 AP, 2 damage. That's to try and chip away at any light infantry, like intercessors, things like that. Then she has her, I suppose, psychic attack, Purveying of Slaanesh. So they're both 18-inch range, d6 attacks, hitting on 2s, 9 damage. The Witchfire is minus 1 AP, d3 damage. The Focused Witchfire is minus 2 AP, d3 damage, but it has hazardous, devastating wounds, and sustained hits 3. So if you do roll any 6s, it's 3 extra hits. Very, very fluffy. I do like that. It's not really paid off a lot for me when I've used it, but it has once or twice done its thing. And it's really, really cool. Really, really cool weapon. So obviously with Shalaxi, she's 450 points, which is 25%, nearly 25% of your points in a 2,000 point list. That, come on, that is a very, very large investment to go in. Is she worth it? Yeah, I'd say so. She's situational in lists. she's very, very fast at 14 inches. And then don't forget, you can advance. I always add only 3 inches to the advance because it's 3 or 4 inches that you've got to averagely roll on a d6. So at 17 inches, you're over the halfway mark. You have the strat to declare a charge if you're in the Shadow of Chaos. Excuse me. If you're in the Shadow of Chaos as well. So she can have a potential massive threat range. I mean, if you're doing everything on a max, the max distance she can go, it'd be 20 inches movement and then a 12-inch charge, which is 32 inches. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case, you know. That's why I try and do it on averages. So I'd say she can move 17 inches and then a 7-inch charge. You know, I think that makes more sense. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 inches. 24 inches from where you've positioned her turn 1. So she can move up the board 24 inches at average. I'm not saying it's always going to happen, but that's the threat range you could be looking at, and that's near enough, I think. That'd be in their deployment zone, turn 1. Obviously, you're going to need the Shadow to help out with that to advance and charge. So that might be piggybacking off Be'lakor or somehow setting it up, which I don't think you won't be able to do first turn. It would be very, 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 very difficult to get that set up. You'd have to get stuff in on their deployment objective marker, or set it up on the that's if you're in their deployment zone. Got that wrong. You'd have to make sure the Shadow of Chaos is up in no man's land to declare the charge, which could happen depending on what you got, because you could have infiltrator stuff there like Blue Horrors, or you could have quick stuff like Screamers, Seeker Chariots, Seekers themselves on objectives going, yep, got it. And then she can advance up and charge in. You'd need to save your CP to obviously declare the charge. But yeah, she does have a massive threat range, and everything she's going into, well, she should be going against monster vehicles and character units. So she should be slaughtering absolutely anything she gets her teeth into. Absolutely solid. For me, how I play her and how I use her, I always pair her with Be'lakor. Always. She normally starts on the board due to that potential threat range, and depending on where my opponent places his stuff. And also with Be'lakor given the 18-inch bubble from the threat, she's not going to get shot at. If they move in to shoot at her and Be'lakor, thank you, then I'm going to get shot. I don't think I'd be dying, because otherwise you're throwing in key stuff to target me, which is what I want. I want you to come to me. Like, come on, come to me, bring it on. And then I'm going to come forward, and she's going to wreck you. Be'lakor can then move up and drop in an off-the-board Greater Demon, or a Demon Prince, or a unit of Blood Crushers, a unit of Bloodletters, whatever, to commit a Soul Grinder, whatever, to come in and do what it needs to do. So I think they'd be very silly to come forward. Obviously, they're going to see her as a massive threat and target her. Fine, you focus on her while I drop other stuff on the board and try and regain some board control and rack up some points, because she's just going to cleave through stuff. I've had it where she's just made up her points big time. I played Death Guard not too long ago, and she killed roughly 1,200 points within 3 turns. She annihilated it, absolutely annihilated what she touched. Everything was just getting crushed. I think with her Purveyna Slanesh, I think I'm tracking here, I think she killed a Hellbrute on her own. I don't think she got any assistance. I got that wrong. But anyway, she has a cruise missile. You fire up the board. What do you want? Dead. Get it in. Kill it. Let's just go. Let's just do it. So the only gripe is the cost. She's 450 points. That is a lot of points. Now, with stuff dropping in points, I feel like you can get her in, but then you could have instead of Shalaxi, you can have 4 units of plate bearers for cheaper, for 10 points cheaper. You can have demon princes, Scarbrands come down. You could have 2 great and clean ones for 10 points more than Shalaxi. They're hard to shift. Well, they're not killing. They're not got the killing power she has, but they're hard to shift. They're durable. So it's all about preference. For me, I think she's close to not an auto include, but depending on your meta, you're gonna either say, yeah, she's in even though she's expensive, or she's too expensive. I'd rather have smaller stuff in. But in terms of killing output, absolutely insane. I'm rambling too much, so I'm going to wrap this up. For me, I'm having her in my lists. She's in my lists. I think she's too powerful, potent to not, and she's a good distraction. So for me, for rate it or hate it, I rate it. She's solid. She's just slightly too expensive, but I'm willing to take that hit. I'm willing to take that hit. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll put out some more content over the next couple of days. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.